Hey guys, Shadowz here, welcome back to another Gears of War E-Day video. Today we're going to be discussing when to expect news and trailers in 2026. Gears of War Reloaded has been available for almost a month now, with new and returning players enjoying the original fully remastered, whether that's playing through the campaign story and defeating General Rahm, to running some classic versus multiplayer in the streets of Raven down to Gridlock. Of course, every Gears of War fan is already looking forward to the future when it comes to Gears of War E-Day, with it being over 15 months since the initial announcement trailer. And so for this video, I'm going to be discussing when to expect news and trailers in 2026 for Gears of War E-Day. Firstly, to begin with, seeing as how Gears of War Reloaded has just released as the first multi-platform title in the franchise, specifically being introduced to PlayStation 5 gamers, Microsoft are going to let Reloaded get its own opportunity to shine in its very limited run, with the holiday season coming up before they share anything about E-Day, especially with 2026 and the 20th anniversary of the Gears of War franchise just around the corner. Even though Microsoft have announced that Xbox will be returning to the Tokyo Game Show in just a few days' time, as well as likely having announcements to share at the Game Awards in December, I wouldn't expect to see anything from Gears of War E-Day at all this year until sometime in 2026, fully dependent on when E-Day's marketing campaign begins. Over the last few years, it seems like Microsoft have positioned Xbox to have 2 dedicated gaming shows per year, that being the Xbox Developer Direct in January, which is the smaller online event usually dedicated to previously announced games that are releasing within the calendar year, to the Xbox Game Showcase in June, which is by far the bigger, more hyped up Xbox gaming event where Gears of War E-Day was announced and likely will play a major role again next year. As we enter 2026, the Coalition only have 2 different opportunities to begin marketing Gears of War E-Day, which is either start in January as part of the Xbox Developer Direct, featuring an introduction to the game followed by non-stop news, trailers and announcements across the next 10 months up until a release in November for the 20th anniversary, or wait until after GTA 6 to start in June at the Xbox Game Showcase, followed by a fully dedicated Gears of War E-Day Direct based on the campaign story demo and the new mode reveal, with a shortened hyper-marketing 5-month plan sharing details of every aspect of the game, ready in time for Gears of War E-Day's release in November 2026. Now, if I was head of the Coalition Studio deciding what the marketing strategy should be for Gears of War E-Day going into 2026, I would begin at the Xbox Direct in January with a second trailer featuring the first look at gameplay and confirming the release date. Alongside this, the main segment of the Direct would be the worldwide reveal of a new war mode, a large-scale COG vs Locust multiplayer PvP experience, to then an introduction from the developers behind the scenes sharing insight into everything that E-Day has to offer, from the campaign, its story, versus multiplayer, horde mode, the new war mode, and beyond, with a roadmap leading all the way up to launch. Then next up, sometime between March and June, I would release a Gears of War E-Day versus multiplayer beta to publicly test all of the new gameplay mechanics and game modes to matchmaking servers, to make sure the community has been a part of the feedback regarding the future of E-Day multiplayer. Moving on to the Xbox Game Showcase, with the Coalition being heavily featured with a Gears of War E-Day campaign story gameplay demo, highlighting the horrors of the Locust War on Emergence Day, with a focus on the classic dark gritty nightmare that is the emotional storytelling of how the humans of Sarah, from the civilians to the COG Gears like Marcus Phoenix and Dominic Santiago, first reacted to the surprise invasion of the Locust Horde. A Gears of War E-Day Direct to dive even deeper into the campaign story narrative of Emergence Day and what this defining moment means not only in this game, but the future beyond, with the insane possibilities of negative space and where the franchise could be heading, and that it all starts on E-Day, sharing details on the new Omega Squad at the destruction of the COG city of Kelowna, to the new Locust enemies and weapons being introduced as part of the beginning of the Locust War. Next up, with Gamescom in August, I would reveal Gears of War E-Day's Horde mode to be a revolutionized co-op campaign PvE wave-based experience telling a secondary story with a different squad on Emergence Day. The new Horde mode would feature huge playable maps released as story chapters post-launch, with multiple points of interest going up against unlimited waves of the Locusts, as Horde mode should be bigger, better and more badass than ever before, being playable in both a story and free mode for unlimited replayability. For the Gears of War E-Day marketing campaign itself, I would have the game's advertising solely based on the mystery of Emergence Day surrounding the Locust Horde invading every major city across planet Sarah, as it's happening in-universe in real time, so the community community can feel a part of the horrors experienced on E-Day, as billions are killed with 25% of the humans of Sarah wiped out by the locusts in the first 26 hours, with many cities, towns, and even countries being completely annihilated or taken over by the Horde. The E-Day marketing could begin in the Pendulum Wars as the Coalition of Order Governments, the COG, led by Chairman Thomas Dalyell, declares the end of the 79-year conflict, with a victory against the Union of Independent Republics, the UIR, being defeated thanks to Adam Phoenix's creation of the Hammer of Dawn, with reports of an epidemic of earthquakes and tremors all across planet Sarah. The E-Day marketing could then follow the first reports of the Locust Horde emergence, which was inside the COG military base of Janamon, where Urzul, General Ram, and Cater Scourge led the very first battle of the Locust War to a decisive victory, as Locust corpses emerged with thousands of Locust drones, joined by Locust berserkers descending upon the city, with Cedars and Nemesis for air support against the COG military, not standing a fighting chance. The Janamon Highway, where COG civilians were on their morning commute to work, unknown to the surprise attack that had just happened, were slaughtered immediately by a blight of Locust drones, being captured as a live recording on a local news station traffic camera before being aired to every major Syrian TV station around the world, confirming the reports of grey monsters emerging from the hollows underground, killing every man, woman, and child in their wake. The E-Day marketing could all be leading into the story of Marcus and Dom on Emergence Day fighting for survival against the Locust Horde, being told through the horrific nightmares that is Emergence Day, and how the event affected the Gears of War universe forever. Overall, Gears of War E-Day has been confirmed for a 2026 release, with next year approaching real fast, where it's likely we will hear from the Coalition studio about E-Day at either the Xbox Developer Direct in January or the Xbox Game Showcase in June, offering an insight into the E-Day marketing, as everything that happens within the next 12 months will shape the future of Gears of War for the better. Please make sure to leave me a comment down below telling me what you think of the Gears of War E-Day marketing, and when do you expect news and trailers in 2026. Thank you guys so much for your support on the Gears of War content. We are officially trying to hit 100,000 YouTube subscribers, so please make sure you subscribe to the channel if you are new, if you do enjoy my Gears of War content and want to see even more videos. There is a playlist on my YouTube channel containing all of my other Gears of War E-Day videos so far. If you do want to check out more like this one, click the join button to become a YouTube channel member to gain access to emotes, channel badges, and most importantly, early access to all new videos before anyone else. I want to give a big shout out to all of the members on screen for becoming a Shadow Knight YouTube channel member. I truly appreciate your support. So there you have it guys, full details on Gears of War E-Day, when to expect news and trailers in 2026, as well as my personal E-Day marketing plan. Leave a like on the video if you enjoyed it, subscribe to the channel if you are new. Thank you guys for watching, and as always, I shall see you in the next one.